Hi everyone, welcome to Fitness for Life. I'm Erin. Thanks for being here. Taking a moment to applaud yourselves for trying to retain some normalcy in the face of this bizarro world situation that we're living in. So today we are going to work through the anatomical directions. It's my hope that you've had the opportunity to review those slides and of course introduce yourself and post your goals for this class so that I can further support you in any way possible. Dog. Uh, so without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get started with the practice. You don't need any materials aside from potentially a yoga mat if that feels comfortable, but it's not necessary. You can just use a soft surface as you like. Forgive any furry interruptions that may arise. I am absolutely recording this video in my living room, as you can tell. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get started here in tabletop. Taking time to really find that perfect tabletop for your body. It'll serve you well, as this is kind of an entry point for many other movements. So finding wrist, elbow, shoulder in one straight line. This is going to help support the shoulder girdle. And you've got the knees, hips distance. That's just about 2 fists width between the knees for kind of standard positioning. We're in a prone position here. The gaze is facing down. So beginning with cat-cow, curl the toes, lift the sits bones, soften the belly, lift the heart and gaze, shifting the eyes to the sky. Feet return to flat, draw tailbone to the earth, begin to round and dome as you really draw navel in and up, creating a nice doming for the upper back. We'll do that a few more times. Curl the toes, lift the seat, soften the belly, lift the gaze. Still in this prone position. The midline of the body is facing towards the earth. Inhale, curl, lift the heart. Exhale, feet flat, round and dome. One more time. Find that breath as an ally here as we move through our practice together. And make your way back to that neutral tabletop position. So begin to cinch up the core, feeling the rib cage drawing together. Little engagement here for the belly. Maintaining that prone position as you draw the right leg back. Let me move forward so you can see. Right leg back, and take time to roll that hip point down. So it's a nice straight long line of energy. Plantar flexion as you point the toe. And this may be where you land, and this is a great place to be. Option to extend the opposite arm, so left arm reaches, bicep towards the ear, as you extend those fingers long towards the opposite side wall. With your next exhale, draw knee towards the chest, so coming in towards the midline, medial. Inhale, reach long, distal. Exhale, round and dome, medial. Inhale, reach long, distal. One more time. Exhale and inhale. And now pause to find that balance. Press actively through the top of the left foot as you reach long with those right toes behind you. Continue to breathe in this prone position. Gaze is down, a few inches perhaps in front of your yoga mat. Inhale and exhale. And now sit back on the heels. Take a moment to wring out the wrists. And we'll go ahead and switch sides. So extending that opposite leg back, roll the hip point down so everything is nice and stable in the low back. You could balance your coffee cup on your back. If you wanted to, don't really do it, just a metaphor. Okay, so here is a great place to land, or your option now to reach that opposite arm long. Fingertips really energized to the opposite side wall as you draw navel in and up. Find that core integration. And now with your next exhale, moving towards the midline as knee finds elbow, elbow finds knee. Inhale, reach distal, moving away from the body. Exhale, proximal or medial here. Both of those anatomical directions apply because you're bringing the limbs back towards the midline and towards the body. A few more passes. Exhale, round and dome. Inhale, extend it long. One more time, exhale. and inhale, and now pause. Continue to roll that hip point down, find nice stability in the core, zip up the ribs as you reach, and breathe. Lower that leg to the earth. Again, sit back on the heels if you need to wring out the wrists, take a few circles or fist bumps, softening through those carpal bones. And we're going to go ahead and maintain that tabletop. Perfect positioning as you know how. Same leg now, lifting, flexing. So now we have dorsiflexion. The heel is reaching towards the sky. The toes are drawing towards the shin. Keeping that leg elevated, we're going to pulse towards the sky for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So it's a little micro movement, but a lot of energy for the glute. Opposite leg, deep dorsiflexion. You have the toes drawing towards the shin. You've got the heel drawing towards the sky. Keeping that nice stable tabletop. Here we go. Lift. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Lower the knee. Keeping the hands just where they are. You're going to walk the legs back and arrive in a high plank pose. So if this isn't quite where you're at today, or if you have any tenderness in the wrists that would prevent this movement, come down to the knees. And unlike our tabletop, where the bones are stacked right under the hips, you're going to want a little bit of angle here. You want to fight gravity and really feel the navel drawing in and up. If it's available for you in your practice today, go ahead and extend those legs. Still in a really rich prone position as you energize the heel of the hand to the earth. Maybe getting a little shake here, maybe getting a little warm. That's okay. The muscles are transforming, overloading in a great way. And now you can stay right here static. Remember, knee down is always an option. Or moving across the body, tap the opposite shoulder. So we're moving contralaterally, right? So moving across the body, bringing the hands towards the shoulders. And of course, if full plank is an option for you, keeping the hips relatively stable as you tap and tap and tap and tap. Come back to your plank pose, and we're going to walk to one direction, stay low, and the other. Stay low. Hips want to reach for the sky, but you're not letting them. Stay low. To the right. Stay low. To the left. So ipsilateral, same side, right? Arm and leg is moving in the same direction. Arm and leg is moving in the same direction. Come on back to your plank pose. And now bend the knees, send the hips up and back, arrive down dog. So we are in an inferior position here, right? Like the head is kind of below the heart. We're still prone, drawing hips to the sky. So this is a bit of an inversion, right? Whenever we have the head below the hips, we're essentially in an inversion. So this would constitute as inferior positioning. Take another breath. Roll it forward, come all the way down onto the belly. Great. Hope y'all doing okay. All right, so we're going to shift to swimming. Actually, let me show you my legs too. So we're going to move contralaterally, so opposite arm, opposite leg, but we're still in a prone position, so the gaze and the heart is faced down. Draw navel in and up so you have stability for the back, and we're going to lift opposite arm, opposite leg, right? So there's our contralateral, and lower back down. Opposite arm, opposite leg, and lower back down. I love this movement because along with toning for the glutes, you're also really working into those erector spinae muscles of the back body, getting a little love for those extensors in the legs, the hamstrings, quadriceps get a lot of attention. So just shifting some of that contractive energy to the hamstrings. We'll do a couple more. prone position. Loving that. Lying down. Maybe you're working out in your pajamas. I don't blame you. I would do the same. Maybe your dog is also part of this party. Oh boy. Okay, last one. Get here. And draw the body up, sink the hips back, arrive to find your child's pose. Okay, so we're going to shift now to a supine position, moving for the roll up. So this is quite challenging, so there's lots of places that you can modify, so don't feel defeated, I guess, if you don't nail this your first time. But it's a work in practice, a work in progress, like all things, right? So come on down. So absolutely supine here. We're all the way on the back body. You can feel the spine is resting on the earth. Two options here. You can keep the legs extended in a deep dorsiflexion, so the toes are drawing towards the shins, or you can bring them to stand, right? So this is more of a plantar flexion. Arms extend overhead. Take time to really press the spine onto the mat by engaging the belly. Inhale to prepare. Exhale to float up. Inhale at the top of your breath and exhale to round. So thinking cat back as you round forward, really fanning open the muscles of the upper back. Inhale back to center, and now exhale, release. So it's a slow, slow, slow release. Arms extend overhead, superior. Inhale to prepare. Exhale to float up. Inhale, reach. So arms again are superior. They're above the head. Exhale, round and dome. Inhale, reach. And exhale, float back down. Let's just do that 2 more times. Arm position superior, supine spine fully rested, dorsiflexion in the feet. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, float up. Inhale, reach. Exhale, round. Now remember, if the feet are standing and you're in that bent knee plantar flexion variation, you can give yourself a little help by gently brushing the back of the thighs with the fingertips. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, float up. And here's a little help from your fingers to arrive. Reach, round, reach, and release. We're going to stay in this supine position. Feet are standing, knees are bent. Hands rest behind the base of the skull. I like thumb points down. Oh my God. Thumb points down so you have a little traction for your neck. Inhale as you curl, curl, curl. Exhale as you lower, lower, lower. Nicely done. Exhale, curl, curl, curl. Inhale, lower, lower, lower. I said that wrong. Inhale, curl up. Exhale, soften to release. One more time. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Go ahead, scoop up those knees, draw them proximal to the body, really drawing circles along the low back to help soften and massage. We are just about done. Go ahead and bring the feet to stand. They're wide on the edges of the mat now, so more distal from the midline, right? So moving farther away, and then just let them wag. So ipsilateral, same side, same side. Back to center, same side, same side. Wagging the knees out, softening through the lower back. Taking a moment just to take a gentle inventory on your practice today. What were some of the things that you really connected with? What were some of the things that perhaps need a little bit more finessing or massaging to arrive? We'll have lots of opportunities to get there. You'll see some repeats next week. And when you feel balanced in each direction, scoop up those knees, hug them once again proximal to the midline. rock and roll up to seated. And I thank you all so much. I'm sorry that my dog was interfering with the recording, but it's kind of adorable. Any questions or comments, don't hesitate to connect with me either via the MCLA email or elenskyyoga@gmail.com, and I will go ahead and post that as an announcement. I wish that we were all sharing space together, but in this moment, I guess this is what we got. So be well, take care. Any questions, please don't hesitate. And stay safe. Bye.